Monday was Labor Day, and that's typically the unofficial end of summer, beginning of fall, even though technically fall is still 2 weeks away. And while Labor Day is typically a day where people get out and they go do things with family, they have picnics and barbecues and things like that, here in Colorado it was one of the most creepy, eerie days I have ever experienced. Wildfires 150 miles north of here were blowing smoke all across the eastern parts of the state. It was like being with Frodo and Sam marching into Mordor. It was a day that was spent mostly inside because the air quality was so bad. Temperatures were in the mid-90s, which really isn't unusual for Colorado, except that it's September and usually the 90s have subsided. But it has been just hot and dry all year, and then you add the fire smoke. It was just a miserable day all in all. But as people like to say, if you wait 5 minutes, the weather will change. Fast forward 24 hours and the temperature dropped 50 to 60 degrees depending on where you were in the state. It had rained most of the night, which was just glorious, and it was snowing. So it was really turning into a nice day. We got about half an inch of moisture throughout the day. Really a much better day, and even though it's technically still summer, I was thrilled to see that little bit of snow. Then we woke up this morning, the power was out. I think it's been out since about 2 o'clock in the morning. It's been about 8 hours. My understanding is it's out in this entire part of the state, so it may be a while before we get power back. I'm doing this with all the little battery operated lights I could find, and I'm actually pretty pleased with the way the picture looks, so it's not too bad. Got the little firelight going in the back shelf there. That's actually just one of these little aperture RGB lights. It's kind of fun, has different effects in it. One of these days I'll do a video just about some of my lighting and specifically all these little pocket lights or whatever kind of lights they are. I've got a lot of different varieties. A couple of them do this kind of thing. Most of them are just lights, but they're all really handy, really small and easy to take with you. So we'll just make a whole video about that one of these days. It's a good spooky Halloween light anyways. Knowing they were predicting much colder weather and they were predicting snow, although you never really take them very seriously these days because usually the snow doesn't amount to what they thought it would, although this time they were right on the money. But that meant our garden was really going to suffer. We picked all the produce that was ready to come in, but some of it just wasn't ready. We had some really nice looking squash that have actually found their way out of the garden enclosure, so we had to pull those back in through the covers on the enclosure and put them in, and covered those up with some towels and boxes, things like that. Put a tarp over the top, hoping we can keep the temperature in there above freezing. But it's going to be below freezing for close to 48 hours, so I don't know if the stuff in there is going to make it or not. But the way it's been this year, the hot, the dry, I'm going to take the snow, I'm going to take the moisture. I'll bet we get an inch, inch and a half of moisture out of this, and this will be the biggest event we've had probably in 9-10 months maybe. It's been a long time since we've had any good moisture. So here in early September, I need to shovel snow. I don't think I'm going to plow the road because the road is still going to be soft. It's not frozen yet. And it's really easy to just damage our driveway when it's not frozen solid. So plowing is not my first choice, and I don't think I'm going to need to. This will probably all melt off. It's supposed to be in the 80s again this time next week. So we'll just see what happens. Yes, it's only the 9th of September, and we've got over a foot of snow last night. So far, everything in our little garden structure looks like it's still alive, so I think the tarp over the top may have saved it. But without electricity, maybe it's a good day to practice my juggling. I really do better when the camera's not on. Maybe it's just a good day to sit inside and play the banjo. do thank you for stopping by. I hope your Labor Day was worthwhile. I do hope everybody's staying safe and staying healthy. I'm going to stay inside, stay warm and dry, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.